Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's a little bit after 4 o'clock on September 25th, 2013. Let me read this to you, then I'll make this video pretty short and sweet. And what I got to tell you is the website and the video are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. And I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. I'm going to make this pretty short because I've got to take my son somewhere here in about 30 minutes or so. And that means I got to get this done, uploaded, and then do the website. So, you know, I talked about two things yesterday. I talked about the possibility of a Head and Shoulders top, and this would be the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. But then I said, you know, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench at you. Maybe it's not. Maybe we are in some kind of consolidation pattern. And all I've got to say today is that maybe looks a little bit more likely today than it did yesterday. Our support lines still are the same place. So if we do break underneath this line, then we have support at about 1672 and again in the low 1660s. But the way things are looking right now, it almost looks as if we are in a small descending wedge. And it's not a perfect looking thing, but I want to show you. Remember our little test that we do sometimes? And maybe we start off this point right there. It's not perfect on the top, but look how nicely we have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on the bottom. And you remember our little test sometimes is we just snap a line about halfway down, kind of in the middle of the wedge pattern to sort of, I guess you would say, to bisect it. And we look at this and we try to figure out, well, does this show us any line of technical significance? And if we move in on a 5-minute chart, you can see it sort of looks like that's working out. Because here it was sort of given a little bounce, then it broke through, and that's a little bit of a stretch. But clearly here, and down here, it looks like this line is having a little bit of say-so in the proceedings. So, if this is a descending wedge, then we know that the probable outcome would be a breakout over the top of this to at least challenge the high that was in place before it formed. So I'm gonna kind of, with a little bit of an asterisk, let's be on alert that this may be a descending wedge, and we will know if we get a breakout above this top line to expect a move back up to 1730 as a minimum target. Now it's kind of interesting to note, you know, when you have these wedge patterns, a lot of times the apex ends up being an area where there's some technical significance. And if we put a horizontal line on that apex, we come right back to this little gap right here. So if the S&P continues to trade down and maybe gets down into the high 1680s, maybe this little wedge is also telling us a hint that there could be some gap support at that level. So guys, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. You know, if we break down through this bottom line, then let's go with the Head and Shoulders target, which would be in the 1660s. But if we break through this top line, then that would confirm the descending wedge pattern, and I would expect a move back up to challenge the high that was in place before this wedge started to form. So that's your video for September 25th, 2013. Thanks for watching, and thank you especially for your kind support.